Hello and happy December, all in fam. Can you believe we are in the final month of 2025? I sure cannot. But I'm thrilled you're here because you are about to listen in on one of the best interviews I have been part of. And as you know, with a new month comes a new theme, and I happen to have the most perfect theme for this month in the final 31 days of the year. This month's theme is, drumroll please, change the stars. Change the stars with an emphasis on resetting, realigning, and reclaiming what it is that you actually want. So all month long, I am going to support you in not only finishing the year like the icon that you are, but also setting yourself up to go into 2026 swinging on fire, in alignment, magnetic AF, and with a plan, one that actually works. Okay. And honestly, we could not be kicking off this month and theme with a better conversation. Alexandra England, or as you will hear me call her in the episode, Allie, is a multifaceted content creator known for her signature blend of home decor, beauty, and everyday fashion. But here's the deal. Allie is a friend of mine. Her husband, Lucas, is best friends with my husband, Chris. So I have known Allie for a few years now, and I have had a front row seat in witnessing her business journey, which includes the absolute madness that is taking place in her life and business right now. And what made this conversation so incredible, and one of my favorites, is Allie gave it all away for us. She was refreshingly transparent, raw, and her story is so incredibly inspiring. It's one of those stories that you hear and you walk away with a renewed faith in your vision and your belief in just how good it can be. It doesn't mean it's always going to be easy, as you're about to hear, but the results and how fast things can click into place, it's going to blow your mind. Blow your mind. Okay. So there's also one more thing about this conversation that I want you to know ahead of time. I have created a virtual summit featuring 15 speakers, and Allie is one of the speakers. For this summit, I asked all of the speakers to share their top 3 most potent and powerful, quote unquote, change the stars tips related to their industry. And this conversation that you're about to hear is Allie's contribution to the summit. So I decided to post it on the podcast as well, because how could I not? And also, I wanted this to be a teaser for you so that you can see firsthand the level of insight and value that you can expect from the rest of the speakers in the summit. So if you would like to join, the summit is $33 and you get lifetime access to all of the speakers' masterclasses, and all proceeds from ticket sales goes directly to a nonprofit that does boots on the ground work for impoverished children in Haiti. So if you would like to join and or learn more, please check out the details in the show notes. And with all that being said, and without further ado, enjoy this conversation with Alexandra England about how she has changed the stars for her own business and how you can do the same. Enjoy. Alexandra England, welcome to
Thank you so much for having me.
Allie with Allie. Finally,
Allie squared. Allie squared.
Allie squared.
We talked about this for so long.
We've talked about this for so long, but you're J-Lo now. And you got big things popping and I need to be paying you. No. Okay. We have so much to talk about. So obviously this is ultimately, it's going on the podcast, but it's also going to be part of Change the Stars, the virtual summit. Mm-hmm. And when I was thinking of who the first people that were coming to mind, when I was thinking of, okay, who would be great speakers for this, you were one of the very first that came to mind. And what's so interesting is because, and this is before you really started blowing up, by the way,
like we had started talking about it after you had blown up, but I'd already started thinking of doing this thing. I wanted to have you because even before, because you're blowing up now, but prior to that, you were successful. You know how to create content. You're an incredible creator. You know what you're doing. You're passionate about it.
Thank you.
These are things I admire in creators. So just that right there, I was like, we have to have Allie come on and nerd out on all of this stuff.
Gosh, I love nerding out with you.
Oh, we're going.
No one else gets it.
Nobody else gets it. We get it. But then, over the course, once I started like really putting the gears into motion for the summit and I brought it to you, it was like God all of a sudden was like, it's Allie's turn.
Oh,
literally.
Which one? You're both?
Not me. Spoiler, it wasn't me. It was you. It was because that's what it seemed like. And obviously what's so cool about your situation and what I love about it so much is, and this is how it goes, right? It's like from the outside perspective, it's like, damn, overnight success type vibe. She just like, it just hit and it took off. She's lucky. But I know a level where it's, oh my God, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Right.
But anyway, that's why I was like, okay, it could not be a better time. And I just want to thank you because I know it wasn't easy like getting here today. You have so much going on. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Just honest answer. Give us the juice.
Yeah. Well, firstly, let me just say, I'm the one that is honored to be here, really and truly. But, this has been a very difficult month.
I know.
I have just panic attacks have been introduced into my life. I didn't have them before. I am very overwhelmed from the moment that I wake up, even in the middle of the night. I'll just go in the kitchen and just stare and I'm just very overwhelmed because I've basically, like you said, for what usually takes someone 6 to 7 years to grow to, because I just hit 500,000, which is insane, but it usually takes someone 6 or 7 years, and that's 6 or 7 years to also know what you're doing and have a business and hire people and then, get your business license and then get just the small stuff, just like getting a business account. And then also it's so much stuff that I've kind of had to just expedite everything into just a few months. So I'm very overwhelmed.
So give some context of how fast this happened. So you're at 500,000 followers now. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wild.
And I know, and seriously, she just formed her LLC, just got a business bank, like all of the things, right? Like in a month, within the span of a month.
Yeah.
But give some context how fast when this took off, and trust me, we're going to get into all of the logistics of it. But how many followers did you have and versus now, and what was the time frame that this took place?
I love a time frame. So I was kind of like stuck flirting between 77,000 and 80 for 8 months maybe 7 months of the year, January through the first week of July. And then it took off and I knew that it was taking off. And I just saw and I had a feeling like, wait a minute, this is it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just grown overnight into this incredible community. And let me just say this, I have always kind of like laughed at influencers. They're like, I love the community we've built. I really love the community that this is built. It's like a community of women that love home decor and they're not mean or malicious.
No,
and
they are obsessed with you.
I love them so much. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
And this is so silly, but it's almost like a love that I didn't even know existed because they're so supportive of me.
Yeah.
A little bit of imposter syndrome it's also just like I'm in shock, but the growth just went from, I think I hit 100 in August, 200 and 250 in September, 300 in October, 350 the end of October. And I think like in the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's gone up to over 500. It's insane. I've never known anything like it in my life. It's crazy.
It is so wild. Okay, so I just wanted to put that into context, but I want to go back to what you said about the anxiety and the overwhelm, because I knew you were overwhelmed, and then you had reached out to me and given me some insight of, I'm having these panic attacks. Like, this is not good. And I was like, wait, what? And I feel bad because I didn't ask, but I feel like in my mind, like, there are people that are panic attack prone, and then there are people who have never had a panic attack. So I was like, well, maybe this is just, something that happens, but you had never had one prior. And now this is.
Yeah.
And what is it? Is it just the overwhelm? Talk to us about how you're feeling.
So, I don't really know, because I've talked to a few people that have legit, what is a legit panic attack?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But people that have, like my friend, for example, she was in her car one day and like just started freaking out, just overwhelmed with traffic, driving into Nashville, and her lower body went numb. And it was like a whole thing. So now she doesn't drive at night. So
oh my gosh.
There's different kinds, I guess, of panic attacks, but ultimately there's no dictionary term for it. It's just like, for me, so I've had 2 of them. The second one was yesterday. But it's just like this overwhelming sense of it's okay. The only way I even know how to explain it is if you walk into a room and then you're like, why am I here?
Yes.
And then you go and you try to do a task, and then you remember 16 other tasks, and then nothing is right. And you can't even even if someone's like, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
You're just like, everything is wrong. You have thousands of text messages coming in. It's just, and then you're on deadlines, and then so it's just an overwhelming sense of weight. And I have this is something I'm really trying to work on, but I have a tendency to look ahead. Like, in my mind, I envision like a calendar being like a circle. And I envision things in months.
Wait, that's called something. What is that called?
Is it?
Yes.
I don't even think I've ever said that out loud.
This is a thing. There are people that like associate colors with numbers and experience time in a circular way.
Yeah.
Wait, no way.
Wait, let me put my phone.
That's so cool.
Quickly. That is crazy.
Look it up.
Hold on. Okay.
I've never met anybody. I was like, what?
I've never even said that out. I think I might have. Hold on. Let me see. Let me ask my best friend, ChatGPT.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. It's called something. I don't know.
It's called something, and we're going to tell you. We're going to tell you about it.
What is it called when someone views,
looks at time in a circular pattern? I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate that.
in a circular
Fashion?
image, like spatial sequence,
I think that's it.
synesthesia.
Yeah.
Months arranged in a circle around you.
Is that
the
what
year
you
perfect
think of it?
Yes, like I basically think of it like I think of the year as like a track, like that you run on. And so I literally, if someone asks, this is also weird about me too. If someone asks me like, what time is it? I will know what time it is. It is, again, I've never said this out loud before.
So fun.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
So I also just envision, Lucas is always, what month is it? And I'm like, how do you not know that it's November 19th at 2 p.m.? Like, how do you not know that? But in my mind, I envision things in that way. So in my job, it's not necessarily, it's helpful, but right now it's very detrimental because I'm seeing, like 3 weeks ago, I made a mental note and sat down and said, Allie, you're not going to have any sort of a life for the next 5 weeks. Like, it's overwhelming and it's heavy to think about
because of brand deals, right?
Yes, because of yes, which I know we're going to get into like what actually goes into all this stuff, but yes, and overwhelming myself with things and putting everything on my plate because everything happened so fast and everything, like you're on a time frame for everything, and I don't have time to get help or hire. I don't even know. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time to even.
There's no slowing down to speed up because it's like, it's here. Well, and the crazy thing about it is this happened in like influencer Super Bowl, like the holiday season. And
especially mine because I'm like a Christmas fanatic. I eat, live and breathe Christmas and I start in September. So
this just hit and it's sink or swim.
Yeah. And I think also it's been really depressing for me because
you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've made I've told my management company, listen, what we have for December so far, that's fine, but we're going to cut it off because I can't live like this. And I haven't even enjoyed my own Christmas stuff. This is my favorite time of the year, but I'm talking about this as if it's like such a burden, but I'm so beyond thankful. You need help at this point,
And you don't have to make that caveat here because the people listening, they get it. They so understand. Like, to somebody who's sitting in an office 9 to 5 who's miserable, we would have to make those caveats. But these women who are listening, they so understand. Maybe not at this level, which is why we're having this conversation. But
I love y'all for
nobody's going to be thinking like, oh, easy. Oh, it's so bad. Nobody's thinking that. We get it. Well, how are you taking care of yourself? Because I know that it's go time. Mm-hmm. You are swimming. You are not sinking. But obviously, this is weighing heavy on you. So are you doing anything to take care of yourself besides being here with me when you probably have 18 brand deals to record?
No, I've been looking forward to this for just like a break, really. Yeah. The easy answer to that is no, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to.
I know.
But I know that ultimately, after this, like you said, the Super Bowl, that I will have time to sit and get a team together that's going to help me just do stuff at home with unboxing, returning stuff. I mean, just the little things takes up hours of my day. I'm in the works of trying to hire a company, actually out of Nashville, to help me with editing because I do everything myself.
Yeah.
And I do know that like after that, hopefully things are going to get better. But at this point, I'm just like, I just don't know how to really do what am I know.
Well, thank you for being honest about that. And I think I relate to that so much because there are times where you just you have to go. You have to ride the wave.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm sure people would make the argument that no, you don't. You can do it in a healthy way. But the way that you're thinking about it is honestly the way that I would think about it, which is just get through the holiday season. Breathe. Yeah. You got it. It's working, but ride the freaking wave.
Right.
And I think so many people who have experienced something similar, they end up self-sabotaging because that pressure gets so big. Mm-hmm. So have you had any moments that you've caught yourself where you're like, Allie, don't do that. That's self-sabotage. You don't give up. Have you had any urges to be like, screw it, I'm not doing
Oh my
this?
gosh. I literally just almost threw up my hands yesterday.
Talk to us about it.
Well, I was on multiple deadlines. I was filming something for a coffee company because they wanted me to refilm it. Ugh. And out of the graciousness of I just said, okay. And then I had a deadline for at-home stores. Then I had a deadline for, oh my gosh, you're going to love this one, Charmin.
Oh, yeah. You told me
did I tell
that.
you?
That's
okay.
So random.
It's so great.
But that's so major,
oh,
too.
It's so
who does brand deals with Charmin? You.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like the best. Oh my gosh. We had fun. I'm
sure that was hilarious.
It's going live on Friday. I cannot wait for you to see it. It's hysterical. But then I had to, of course, after filming all of that stuff, I had to, and there was something else too. I don't even remember, maybe Walmart. And then I have to edit it all. Mm-hmm. And then when I was trying to get the coffee bar down because I had to create it and then put all that away to return back to Target, one of the things exploded everywhere. And this is from a brand that's like mushroom coffee or like whatever. It's like good for your brain.
Yeah.
And so this stuff, it stained the cabinets. Like it was everywhere. And I just lost my mind. I mean,
is that where the anxiety attack came from?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was screaming and Lucas was on the back porch on a phone call. And I was like, how can he not hear me? Like, I was a psychopath.
Yeah.
Just screaming. And I was like, nothing's ever easy right now. Something's always wrong. Like, I was losing my mind. And it's funny because typically if I act like that, a day later, I'm like, oh my God, that was so overdramatic. It's not overdramatic because I still feel it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's when I was just like on the floor of my kitchen trying to get a knife and carve out the stained parts in the cabinetry of the kitchen while sobbing. And meanwhile, I'm late for everything. I still have to edit everything. So those are the kind of situations where I'm just like, now, again, live and learn.
Yeah.
But I put on so much and I accepted so much for this month that, you know, I like doing my own content. Like, I like doing videos in stores. That's what brings me joy, is to like film content for y'all, and do that and be myself, or film a video of me decorating my tree. And because of the things that I've taken on, I'm like, Allie, you have joy in doing this. Do not lose that spark. Don't lose that joy.
Yeah.
But I will never have this. I will never take on. There is no dollar amount in the world that I will ever let this happen to me again, because
relatable.
Yeah.
Relatable. And I talk about this a lot. I've shared this on the podcast. I tell my clients this all the time. Like, you think, I mean, the money sounds so good. And especially when you have none, you're making none. It's okay. I would do anything for a 6-figure month. I would do anything.
Right.
When you are so booked and busy to the point that it does suck the joy out. It doesn't, and that's just like part of it, which is like a huge part, and it's so sad. But there's then the little shit, right? The things that go wrong, being late to things, feeling the pressure, not being able to have a conversation,
and just not doing anything. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Lucas's friends, like one of his work friends and his wife came in town this past weekend. I made reservations for Geist for us. You know, it's all decorated for Christmas. I did that on October 1st when they opened our reservations. I've known ever since July they were coming in town. They're in Michigan. And I didn't go.
You didn't go?
No, I haven't done anything. Like, so like Lucas went. I mean, those are the things that I'm like, I know that someone's going to say, oh, well, you should be able to take time. I can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it. And also, going back to that time, the thing, I knew, I don't really know how much good this did, but I knew that if I didn't stay home, I was going to be even more like, it was going to be impossible for me to get done what I needed to get done that next day on Sunday. I would probably be, hungover, and I would not. So I was like, Allie, just take one for the team right now, being yourself, and just don't do this, and it's going to be fine. But, those are the things that it might sound silly to some people. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't go to dinner this one night. But it's not just that.
It's not just that.
It's like, I don't even, I talk to my mom 19 times a day. We're best friends. I haven't spoken to her on the phone in 7 days.
Aww. Yeah.
And so that's just.
It adds up. It adds up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I admire you. And I just want to say, I find it really respectable, because to me, yes, you overbooked yourself and you're learning from that and you see the wisdom, but you're honoring the things that you booked. You're honoring the things that you said yes to.
That's a good point, yeah.
And you're having to say no to other things, and it sucks in the short term. But to me, that's what you do, right? You say yes to something, you get it done, and then you learn from it in hindsight. And I just like, business owner to business owner, that's super respectable, because I've seen, I can't tell you how many examples of people who get the opportunity, say yes to too many things, and then end up ruining relationships and burning bridges because they get overwhelmed. And now listen, mental health, definitely number one, right? I mean, some people would argue you having panic attacks is a red flag and you need to stop.
Well, I agree with
and you're not wrong.
Yeah, believe me, y'all ain't wrong.
Yeah.
I get it.
But, know thyself. And clearly, like, you're pulling it together on some level. And I admire that. So let me ask you this then. In hindsight, and you may not even know the answer to this, but what I find so fascinating about what's happening to you right now is, and I think I don't know if I mentioned this, I know I've mentioned it to you before, but what's happening to you right now is like every creator's seeming dream, right? Like dream. It seems like the dream, where it's like you do that one fucking thing and it just works. And it not only works, it's not a slow burn. It is, right? Like I said, God points to you as like, it's her turn.
Yeah.
And it's, damn, what I wouldn't give. And it seems like that.
Yeah.
Now that you're in it, which would you prefer? Would you prefer more of a runway, slow burn, a little bit more steady, a little bit more lead up? Or do you like how it happened and do you like ripping off the Band-Aid?
That's a great question. So I thrive in chaos. I know it's not going to shock you because you know that just the stuff that happens to me and like that I just talk about. I mean, I was hacked. I was scammed. I was scammed.
Oh,
by
we should talk about that too.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah,
from a Zoom link.
That's
Anyways.
insane, by the way.
Insane. Yeah, we can hit on that because that's important for everyone to know.
Yes,
for y'all watching, that is a thing. And another company or whoever they are, they're trying to do it again to me. So I'm calling them out on social media. But anyways, I thrive in chaos. You know, I don't know if Lucas would say the same, my husband, but there's just the things that happen to me are wild. And just, I mean, I was on a TV show like Selling Sunset on Netflix. I'm not a realtor. I don't live in Orange County.
Yeah.
That was the most chaotic, crazy experience. Every day it was just something new. I mean, so I know that God knows that
you can handle it.
I can handle it. But on the way here, I was listening to Jira and I just started crying and I was like, Lord, gosh, I just am trying every day to remind myself that, you know, Esther 4:14, perhaps you were born for such a time as this. And every time, you know, the Lord is never late. He's never early, but he's always right on time.
Love.
So I know that this is meant to be. And that for me is so comforting.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would be incredibly lost in the madness. But to answer your question, I would prefer it this way because this is just how I operate. I have to just remind myself, like, I can handle this.
Yeah.
And I just can handle things that are happening chaotically at once.
Yeah.
And I think even just saying this right now to you out loud is reassuring because I needed to reassure myself today. But for some people, I would not suggest it.
Yeah. I wouldn't suggest it for me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Like you say, like,
well, and you're a mom. I mean, of two small boys. Like,
it is a different circumstance for sure. But also,
but you just have your plate is
that. I think it would send me over the edge. But it leads me into I have more questions and insights on that because I have an interesting way of looking at this and what's happening to you. But I love that answer so much. That was like the perfect response because I wasn't sure how you were going to respond. But to your point, it gives such faith. And also, like, I can imagine that it emboldens you just to put your big girl pants on and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally talking to myself.
Yes. Like this happening to you for a reason. God's giving you. Yeah.
Like that. I literally just am like, Allie, you got this. Don't quit. Just go. Just go. Clean up the coffee. Just go.
Or hire somebody to clean up the fucking coffee.
Seriously.
Oh my God. When you get an editor, is going to change your life.
I know.
Change your life. But I understand you're so good at it.
I am that's one thing I'm like, I'm so.
And it's so important.
In control. Yeah. It's also the way that I edit things. It's my brand.
Yeah.
It's short. It's the overlays that I do just like for helping people do their houses and like interior design concepts, but also just the way that I edit things. I like being in control.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of for me is probably this weekend because a lot of the stuff's going to be done. Things are going to be scheduled out. But in December, I'm really going to hone in and focus on hiring that team.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that's going to be something I'm just going to have to get over is
control.
Is I can't be. And also, I think all of this has happened to help me solidify the fact that I can't be in control of all of this anymore. I actually just can't.
Yeah.
So again, I'm saying that out loud and I'm almost like teaching my own self that is why this is happening, is because I needed to realize that I have to be able to let go of so many things, you know?
This is something I would say like out of all the things in business, this is my biggest growth potential area is letting go control. I'm a freaking Virgo. It's just, you think you know best. You think you, and it just, it's not helpful. It is a lie. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm the same way. But it's also helpful. And again, I'm so grateful for this conversation because, yeah, at this level, it's impossible to be at the level that you are, which everybody wants to be at, and do it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way. So I get like you saying, I'm having to talk myself, and yeah, I'm affirming this to myself right now. I get that.
This is great. I'm like, feel like I'm going through therapy.
We're in therapy.
We really are. I mean, I'm not even kidding. That was like the second big, like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because like, how else would I be able to finally make those steps?
Yeah.
Without noticing and recognizing that I need to.
Yeah, you need help. But I agree with you. I think like you have to like having the utmost highest standard for whoever fills that role and being so picky. Not that they can't bring new ideas to the table, please do. Mm-hmm. But to your point, your edit is iconic. I mean,
thank you.
That is,
that's a great compliment.
It's true though, because you're like, first of all, I don't need to tell anybody who's watching that Allie's funny. And in real life, this is just who you are. But your edit is so, it just works.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your personality and your edit, it has to be that.
It has to be that.
It has to.
Yeah.
So somebody, and I guarantee you there's somebody listening right now, you're going to get hit up. And by the way, don't slide into her DMs. I can only imagine.
I did hire someone to go through my DMs, and
you did?
Yes.
Okay.
She's in Ohio. She's great. She also helps me with like Canva stuff and creating things. Cool. But yeah, so she goes through my DMs for like over an hour every day.
Love.
And just respond. And she'll also send me screenshots of a lot of people's messages too, because they like make my day. But yeah, the best way to reach me is right when I post something, I'm on it. I'm responding to comments by everyone's names for 30 to 45 minutes afterwards. Then we can chit chat. Otherwise, I don't know. They just come so fast.
Is that, okay, so that's a hot tip. Is that a strategy that you would suggest for anybody creating content? Because we hear that's like an old school tip, but that's something that you still do. Hanging out after you post and engaging for 30, 45 minutes.
So I do that primarily because that's when I can respond directly to even just like not just the shops and the links but my thing is that I want to call someone by their name. So I will go as fast as I can, even if their name is not in their username. I will go to their profile and I will say, hey, Shelby, like blah, blah. But also that's when a lot of people are asking me questions or just like, it's more of a conversational thing, because then as the post lives on Instagram, it just becomes a shop thing.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So it kind of incentivizes the people who are your first responders. These are your community, so to speak, the ones that are like leaving the honest to God good comments or asking you questions. It's validating that or encouraging them and just showing like, hey,
yeah, like I'm here. Yeah, I promise you I'm here, because that. I am more here than I think that anyone else would be there at this point.
For sure.
So I want to keep that.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that, because I mean, someone the other day was like, oh my gosh, whoever films your content is so great. And I was like, girl,
baby,
you're looking at her. I do it all. I promise you. So
if you only knew.
If you only knew.
I want to spot you in the wild at Target.
I don't know how that's not even happening.
I don't either, honestly. I really don't. By the way, okay, so me and Allie, we live in the same town. I inherited her by marriage. She's married to Chris's best friend, Lucas.
Yeah.
So that's how we're friends.
That's the connection.
That's the connection. But we live in the same town, and how we haven't. But I avoid those stores like the plague.
Do you really?
I can't. It's just too much.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I could never be an influencer ever. I don't like to shop. I don't like to be around people.
See, I understand that. I'm not a big.
It takes it out of me.
See, I'm not. That's how I am with clothes. Like going to shop for clothes. I hate going to, even just like when someone says, oh my gosh, you want to go shop around? No,
no, absolutely not.
I don't.
Yeah, agree.
I mean, I could go and look at greenery all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I could go, I think it's because like it's that creative element. Like I could go into a Hobby Lobby and just get stuff to create this or do this. But if it's clothes, that to me is the most, if I'm in Zara for more than 30 minutes, I'm spent, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm so grateful that now, and I hate this for small businesses, but like online shopping saved my life.
Yes.
Because absolutely not.
No.
It's just too much. I don't know. I guess it's an introverted thing, but so that's why we haven't ran into each other. But I think that would be so fun.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, how are we? Yeah, that's how we do it.
But I do think that would be funny. We should arrange to do a run in, and I'm going to pop up and I'm going to take behind the scenes footage because I think that would be so incredible to witness.
Absolutely.
And so interesting for other influencers.
Yes.
We should do that.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm in a store every single day. I'm just in there.
You are. Do they know you by now? They're like, hey, Allie.
Yeah, the Target employees definitely. And Hobby Lobby, yes. Home Goods, no. Home Goods, I mean, listen, I don't even know if they do brand deals for influencers and content creators, but they haven't given me one, so I don't even care to say this. Their employees are not nice.
Really?
No. I mean, you can... The store in and of itself is like I mean, it's just, you're mashed up. Everything is just so, just nothing's organized.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in the store the other day. The manager almost took my phone that was recording me. Like it was on. She was like, whose phone is this? And what's going on? And I was like, wait, why, boomer?
No.
What do you mean? What's going on? I was just like talking about a bartending set.
Who's recording me without my consent?
But it was 2 feet in front of my face. She was like, what's going on here? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm just with my microphone. What?
Pottery Barn Home Goods.
Yeah. It was wild. But yeah, they all know me. And I also love that aspect too, because they're like, oh, she's here, you know, but
they'll get used to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Home Goods, you have 3 days to respond.
Yeah,
get
what's
this
going on?
Brand deal.
Hello, I'm average. I mean, literally just been doing it for free. Might as well pay me at some point.
100%. I mean, the amount of money you have brought into Home Goods. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second.
Okay.
Let's take it back. Take us high level really quickly through like your different areas and what led you to this point, because it hasn't always been decor.
Yeah.
You had a cooking phase. You were obviously on selling. It was OC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Take us through. Okay. This is where it started, when you started creating content, and then what led you to now. And then I want you to tell the story, the impetus story.
Yes. Yeah. Turning camera.
It's so good. It's so, so good. Okay. Give it to us.
All right. So it actually started way before any of that. Right out of college, I got a job as a sales account executive at Fox 17 News here. So I was working there for a year, and I quit my job to start a blog. I want to repeat that again.
Yeah.
I quit my job to start a blog.
What year was this?
This was 20, let's see. Oh my gosh, wait. What year is it right now? 2025.
2025.
So I graduated.
I know.
I graduated that year. It was 2016.
So early. Like when blogs were still blogging.
Yes. It was like when influencers started being a thing.
Yes.
Instagram was out for probably 4 or 5 years at that point.
And this is when influencers probably started using Instagram as a platform.
Yes.
And taking it onto Instagram
Correct.
and sharing like clothes and stuff. Because that's around like when stories became more of a thing.
Yes.
And, okay, got it.
Yeah. That was you're exactly right. I don't even know if stories were even out at that time, but
it was around there, yeah.
Yeah. And I started a blog called Allie and Things. Was it successful? No, of course it wasn't successful. But during that time, I was, doing blog posts on clothes and also recipes and cooking and things like that. Then, I have had 15 jobs. Let's see. I was a content writer for a country music news online magazine, like website for like a year, just freelancing. Then I did Miss Tennessee USA and won. Then during that time, or right before that time, I was an Uber Eats delivery driver.
What?
Or actually Postmates delivery driver, yeah.
I didn't know that. No way.
I had to make some coin because I was not making anything.
Beginnings. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I quit after.
So you were Miss Tennessee and then Postmates driver.
I was opposite. So I was Postmates driver.
Okay.
And then
I was like, that's not right.
Well, I stopped doing that because I remember that I had to go into CVS because someone wanted me to pick up condoms. And they didn't specify what size condom. So I had to message them and say, hello, Phil. I'm at the store right now. Just wanting to know.
No, you didn't.
I had to because otherwise, yeah. It was. Then I was like, "This is my last night."
He was like, "Oh, Magnum, but also just in case."
Yeah, this is my last night. Didn't even tip me, by the way.
No.
Yes, I'll never forget that. I was like, "This is where I draw the line out. You're gonna have to switch up your career path." Then I was assistant for a guy, like a retired surgeon, like in Brentwood when I was Miss Tennessee. Found him off Craigslist. I was also the communications director for a mayoral campaign. I worked in sales for a tech company. So I've just done a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, have always been a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that's just like me having 5,000 followers or 10,000 or 15, I've always been putting out content.
Was it just an outlet for you? Or was the goal to...
I guess that it was just, I was like, well, I know I could do this,
mm-hmm.
but I was doing mainly fashion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Selling the OC happened. That was great. But before that, I was really into cooking. I was doing 1,000 cooking things that never took off. And then the show happened. So I moved out there, came back. This was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really hoping for the show to put me over that realm of making this more of, a steady income, being a content creator. And it really didn't. I didn't the show being on a number one unscripted show in the world really didn't.
And you would think, so that's why you took the show, right? Because you were like, okay, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I would be silly to pass this up.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even have your real estate license. And you were going back and forth. You were dating Lucas.
Yes.
That was difficult. But yeah, anybody in their right mind would be like, babe, this is going to make you go do the show.
And I didn't want to do the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was just praying. I went out there to test with the cast. And just by the way, because I know this is the number one asked question of how this even happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was on another show called Music City USA. And the producers and director of the show, same producers and director of Selling Sunset. So we always stay in touch, and they love my family, and they reached out and were like, hey, this is crazy, but do you want to do this? At first I was like, you're tripping acid. What are you talking about?
I'm in Tennessee. I don't sell real estate.
This makes absolutely no sense, but okay. Yeah. But I did not want to do it. But literally I was like, Lord, just lead me. And it's like, I was slapped in the face, and he was like, I'm calling you and you're going. So that's what I did. And I came back, and I was really just doing a bunch of fashion stuff still. And I was doing Amazon hauls, and I was doing clothes and Amazon hauls. And this was 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And season 3 of the show just aired. And I received the most horrendous backlash and commentary. I mean, there was I did a whole podcast episode with my friend Kayla on it because I was trying on stuff and my body. I'm very tall and I'm thin.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get thousands of comments every day and these people, they had the blue check mark, by the way. They were some of them were fitness coaches and health people, and they were trigger alert, anorexia, bulimia. When I say it was over, that was insane. And I'm really skirting over that because there's no point in even giving them any sort of
Yeah.
But that made me very scared to post really anything.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And I mean, even just recently, and now I have like blocks on my social media to where any word, all those comments are immediately, no one can even post a comment saying any of those words or anything about my body. But, even when I was like in Italy for our honeymoon this past summer, which was in June, I was posting a lot of like pictures of me and clothes and,
as you should.
Yes, but it was like, I was like, well, I guess this is what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I've tried everything. I mean, and just to go back to what you were saying, in the last year and a half alone, I have done, like I said, fashion, Amazon fashion. I have done beauty. I have done, PR opening stuff with my mom. I have done athletic stuff. I've cooking. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever fit. Nothing's ever worked.
And real quick, let me just say one thing. When Allie does it, she does it really well. I remember your cooking content. I mean, it was a work of art. It was so beautiful. And you know how to create content. If you do, it's not that she was trying these things and like dipping her toe and is like sucking at it and duh, of course it's not working. And I'm setting this up for a reason. Okay. So anyway, she's really good at it. But nothing was hitting.
Right.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's a great point. Thanks for saying that. I put so much effort into what I've always done. And I think that's also why, brands like to work with me. It's because of how much effort I put into campaigns.
Yeah.
So same goes for even just like back then, just with my cooking stuff. I mean, I had a camera, like a DSLR I was filming with. That was dumb. It just took a lot more time, but I've done everything.
Yeah.
And so I realized, even just posting those photos in Italy, I was like, am I going to get backlash for this? I'm just terrified of that happening again. And I mean, I was getting DMs to kill myself. So anyways, so like, I just decided I don't really know what I'm doing. I got back from Italy. I was really sick for a week. And then I'll never forget, I was making a sign in our kitchen for my friend's son's birthday party. And my husband, I think it was like a Sunday and I like the first, second of the month. And so that's when he goes over the budget, for the month. So rude. He walked right, so rude. He walked right past me and went on the back porch and just put his head in his hands and just sat there in silence for 30 minutes. I mean, he didn't even have his phone on there. He just sat there. And I was like, Allie, you're going to do something. What are you even doing? Nothing. So 2 days later, and it was in that moment that I prayed the same prayer that I prayed around the time that I got the opportunity for selling the OC. I said, Lord, lead me. Just lead me and I'll follow. Mm-hmm. And quite literally, he led me to Home Goods. I just went in there to go get a vase.
And how soon was this? It was like the day after?
This was like first week of July.
How soon after the moment where you saw Lucas and you were like, okay.
It was like maybe 2 days after.
That's what I thought. It was really close. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so because I was just like, Lord, oh my gosh, my husband. And
so he was stressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And, my husband is, as you know, wonderful and very patient, very calm. Mm-hmm. And he remained that way. I don't know how, but I just was like, what am I doing? So 2 days later, I was just out and about in Home Goods getting something. I don't even know if you ask me what my mind, like how in my mind I even was like, well, might as well just do this. I don't even know what sparked this moment, but I will never forget that I took my camera. I had no makeup on. I was in workout clothes and I got my phone and I turned it around and I said, here's how to make your house look like Pottery Barn on a TJ Maxx budget. And I didn't have a microphone. The audio sucked. Mm-hmm. I was just going around and I was like, this is this, and then this is this, and here's how you do this. This is how much this would be on Pottery Barn. Look at what the price is here. Wow, ceramic face. This is massive. Looks like the one I got on my wedding registry. Just those kind of things. And I remember leaving and I was like, I'm never even going to use any of that content. I'm never even going to use any of those videos. It was so bad.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
Because I wonder like how many things people have in their phones, how many things I have, like things
Yes.
that you're like on a whim and you're like, I look like shit. The audio sucks.
Yes.
I didn't have a mic. Okay, go ahead.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And when that happened, I was like, whatever. And I think at that point I was doing these things that were like weekly recaps, and I was just showing stuff that I had done the whole week and putting them into a reel and whatever. And I was like, you know what? I was sitting down editing that video and I was like, well, I have this other content that I just filmed at Home Goods like yesterday, might as well. So I just edited it together and put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that one it picked up. It got a lot of traction. And I was just like, oh, that's all. I mean, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then I did a second one, and I think it was in Hobby Lobby. And then I did a third one and I got a mic. And it came to me like, let's just make this a series, like Pottery Barn or blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one went viral. And then the next one, by this point, it's August. And I'm like, wait, I'm making money on LTK. Wait a minute. This is great.
It's just so hard to do.
It's the hardest thing in the entire world.
You're like counting pennies, literally.
And it's monopoly money because it takes 90 days to even just set in. And so it just exploded. And, which I will start back up doing in January for sure after the holiday content. But I started incorporating changing or redoing one of my followers' spaces, like their houses.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I would, work directly with them. I even was like, okay, well, maybe I can, start a business doing virtual design. So I did. Mm-hmm. This was, again, in August. And so I took on 2 clients. And I immediately was like, this was a horrible decision.
What am I doing? Yeah.
And I was just, and continuously still am, that I'm so lucky and thankful for every single one, just every single person that even has the time to be like, oh my gosh, please do this. Please help me. I'm so thankful for that. But it just got to the point where I was like, I can't. And I also didn't find any creative virtually designing people's houses just wasn't my fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly realized that this was the first, when things started happening and it just kind of clicked in my mind if this is actually happening.
Yeah.
I don't know what this looks like. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the first time that my husband said, okay, wow, I think this is turning into something. Because nothing's ever turned into anything,
What was happening? It was your follower count. It was the money. What was the situation?
It was when the campaign started picking up. It was when my followers were exploding.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, and I want to make this very clear, but followers, the number, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It matters about engagement. And that's something that I'm so thankful for, but my engagement is wild.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love, going back to your thing before, I love engaging with people on comments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a community.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like you're looking at a profile that has someone's picture on it, but they're just not there.
And you can always tell.
You can always tell.
Yeah.
And, I think that when all of this just started getting wild, it was the end of September. And I just knew from that moment on, I was like, this is changing. This is what I meant to do. Like
Wow.
And the most rewarding part of all of this is that with all the other content stuff that I had been trying out before, with fashion, with, hopping around in swimsuits and whatever, that wasn't even me.
Yeah.
we just said, we were like, we don't even
that's
like
why I
clothes.
set it up that way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
exactly.
we don't even, this is how we live.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, number one, does not feel like, well, right now it does feel like a job,
yeah.
but it's the most rewarding thing knowing that I genuinely am myself.
Yeah.
And people like that.
Yeah.
And they want to know like what I'm talking about with, styling shelves, but the way that they think I'm funny. They like the way that I talk. I don't curse. I don't say anything negative. I have parents all the time that will say that, oh my gosh, me and my 8-year-old daughter are obsessed with you. My 8-year-old daughter was in the driveway yesterday and says that she's judging a tree just like Alexandra. Oh. And I put stuff in there about my faith, just like little comments. And that to me is the most rewarding thing like in the world, because I just can't imagine doing something like this and then every day trying to be somebody that you're not, but then also making money for it.
Yeah.
So that's like the silver lining to everything right now, is just like knowing that, I have been blessed with a personality.
Yeah.
And I
must be nice.
I mean, so knowing that I can use that.
Yeah.
And that is just no other way to put it besides just it's wonderful. And every day I wake up and I'm like, I just want to touch one person a day, whether that just is like someone putting a smile on someone's face, or like talking about how, Tracy next door is poor, or like something. I just want to be able to do that. So all of that to say is that thank you so much. I'm so shocked that I haven't cried up until this point, but it has just been the biggest blessing. And these not having people come after me for something is also a great blessing. And I want to say one other thing. When I knew this was happening, this was probably like September, I took Selling the OC Netflix. I took that out of my bio. And I did that because I'm very thankful for the opportunity. But I do not want anyone to think that my success and what I will build is associated and because of a show.
And it wasn't.
I maybe gained like 30,000 followers over the course of a year and a half. I mean, it really just did whatever. So I did that because I heard something, and it was that never put your identity into something that can be taken away from you in a day.
Oh, wow.
So that's another thing that I'm like, I can't use anything else other than, there's no other excuse. There's not the show. No one even knows that I'm on it. No one even knows that I'm on the show. Now the 4th season just came out last week. So people are like, oh my gosh, I'm going through the 2nd and 3rd season. I had no idea that you were on the show.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I always forget, like, obviously people go back and then kind of rewatch. That's kind of insane.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and it's funny.
It brings you back.
Right.
Interesting.
So, I mean, that to me I'm so happy that I did that. But this has been wild.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just been the most incredible thing to look back and kind of go through that timeline that you just said.
Yeah.
And that nothing's ever stuck. And me being my dad said something too. He was like, is that strategic? You just like going in those stores and just like with your hair up in a bun and sweatshirt? And I was like, how in the world was that? And he's, no, I'm just wondering because that's how you dress every day. And I was like, I know. Because that's just who I am. And knowing that is being, it's translated well. People, think of me as like a friend. That's what this is about,
Well, and they think of you that way because you are in that, like, obviously you can't interact with every single person, but it's evident that you care.
Yes.
And you can tell the accounts. And I would say, if we were to sum up your top 3 change the stars tips, I think like we'll pick them out after the show because we're getting so much goodness right now. But I think the first thing is not taking this for granted and realizing there are real humans who really like you and who really get joy from following you.
Yeah.
And I think it's and I can see how naturally over time you get numb to that.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of accounts like that where they're not interacting. Yeah. They have a team of 1,000 people, and just not that you can't have a team, please have a team, but I believe you're going to far exceed 1 million followers because of how you're feeling right now. And I don't foresee you letting that go because that's just who you are.
Hi, friend. You and I both know one of the fastest, most effective ways to collapse time in creating the results that you want is getting in the room with someone who has already figured that thing out. The problem here is that this isn't often easy to do or comes with a steep price tag, making these opportunities hard to come by for most. But What if I told you I have addressed this and I have created an experience that is so transformational, yet so affordable that it sounds too good to be true, but isn't? I am thrilled to announce that I am hosting an experience where you can come get the best wisdom, advice, and cheat codes from 15 leading experts across 15 different industries, and you can get lifetime access to it all for $33. In this summit, you will hear the juiciest, most effective secrets and wisdom from the following speakers: Alexandra England, Julie Solomon, Ange Simpson, Macy McNeely, Tara Marino, Adele Tevlin, Keely Jones, Colleen Nichols, Kelly Brock, Bree Groves, Scotty Durrett, Lane Van Lieshout, Katie Toro, Leah Vidrine, and of course, myself, Allie Reeves. And as if that wasn't insane enough, every single dollar earned from this summit is going straight to a nonprofit supporting children in need in Haiti. This experience is called Change the Stars, the Virtual Summit, so you can transform your life while transforming theirs. Everything is linked in the show notes, and I hope to see you there with us.
So anyway, I would say, maybe I ask Allie, would you say that's one of your Change the Stars tips of, well, let me ask you, okay, for somebody who is currently an influencer or aspiring, and this also can just go for content creation. You don't have to be an influencer. It's content creation.
Yeah.
It's building an audience.
Yes.
I'm doing it in one way. You're doing it in another way. What would be your three or the first things that come to mind of here's the best that I have if you want to succeed and gain the traction that you're gaining, which is all about engagement?
Yeah.
What comes to mind?
The first thing is that this is what I did. Do not copy what anyone else is doing because you think it's working.
Ooh.
If it's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If one of my close friends, she is kind of stagnant right now in her business and doesn't really know what she's doing wrong on social media. And I just basically sat down with her and was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And you can be inspirational and talk about inspiring things, but I don't know what you're selling. And you're doing these trend things and you're talking to the camera, but that's really not you. And I think that you can kind of tell when somebody's just kind of wanting to do something which imitation is the best form of flattery. I love that I can see on my Explore page now a lot of people going in store with microphones.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if you try, if you don't even like home design, but you try to do something at Hobby Lobby, or it's not going to translate well. It doesn't matter how great your content is. It doesn't matter how often you put it out. It doesn't matter if you're consistent. It does not matter. If you don't enjoy it, you're never going to succeed because that translates real quick.
100%.
It feels like a chore, even why am I putting out this video? Why am I even doing this? I don't even editing or listening to myself talk about this. If that's the case, then
you're going to make it 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And because that's hard. That's what I was saying when I can't imagine trying to put on this persona or be somebody else to where I'm at, right now and making money because I would quit. And I think that is something that people start striving and they start thinking, okay, well, she's doing this. Or that's a huge, it will hinder anything that you're doing, especially just growth. And also you won't like it,
Well, and it's so neat to see that in your story too. We had that conversation where you're like, I hate shopping for clothes, but I remember I had actually forgotten that, but I remember seeing your stories and that was a big thing that you were doing for a really long time. It seemed like you hated it, but the fact that didn't take off for you, it's almost like God was like, honey, I'm not going to let that, imagine that took off.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I would, it's almost like there's no way because I wouldn't continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a great point. But typically, if you don't enjoy doing something, but even again, if you're putting it out, whatever, typically you're just not going to take off.
Yeah.
You have to really love what you're doing and figure it out. For me, it was me going in and I never have a plan ever, unless I'm doing something with someone's space and I'm redesigning it because I have to see comparisons of products and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of have a game plan. But otherwise, when I'm just going in, I have no plan.
Mm-hmm.
That is my bread and butter. That, like when I can go into Walmart and just rip it up and just be like with a mic and my tripod, I love that so much. That's why I love what I'm doing.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, if I cannot imagine doing that for something that I hated.
Wow. Okay. So the first tip is don't success leaves clues, but make it your own. Figure out your own thing, right? Because I'm sure there are people listening who are like, the thought of going into Walmart and tearing it up sounds like their literal version of hell. And yeah, I'm talking about myself. So there are people, so I pay attention to that is what I'm saying. There are things that you hear that may be a turn off to you that you wouldn't want to do, but for somebody else, that's my bread and butter.
Yeah.
These are clues. I really believe you are designed so specifically. You are designed for success. It just takes you capitalizing on it and figuring out what that lane is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I think a huge part, I think my brand is 50-50. It's home stuff and that's whatever I'm talking about, which that just can trail on all day.
Mm-hmm.
But the other half is me talking and like my commentary. And my best friend, Jessie, she's always said, I really do think you should be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that, in beforehand on my stories, oh my gosh, this is so cringeworthy. This is so cringe, but almost every day I think, and I know the story somewhere and don't go out and find it because it's on a highlight somewhere. But it was after the show aired and I was on my camera and I was like, hi, good morning. Hope everyone's having a great day. I just wanted to talk to you about my bronzer. I mean, I'm just like, I couldn't even be myself.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to have that filter, and knowing that is like people love that and it's putting a smile on someone else's face.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, even if it's your personality, what you're good at, put that into something that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing with social media specifically is that I don't care who you are. I don't care whoever's going to tell you that the algorithm is this and you need to change this for the algorithm.
Yeah.
And you need to, they're lying to you. No one knows what the algorithm is. Instagram, Meta, no one knows. I don't know what that is. And also before, when I was talking about how every time I post a reel, they're engaging 45 minutes. I don't do that for the boosting of engagement. I don't think that works. When I do that just because I want to talk, I want to chit chat.
Okay.
People are asking me questions, like my assistant, my virtual assistant, she will go on and she'll respond to people that are saying shop. But I try to just go on there at first just to respond to questions.
Wait, what about ManyChat? What do you mean?
Oh, I have a different program than ManyChat though. I have a program called Customers AI. Had it for several years.
But she doesn't have to go in and do each individual one, does she?
No. So my autoresponder, it responds to the comments that are saying that keyword. But I want to engage with people, and I want, even when someone's saying shop, I want to say, just send it to you, Shelby, on the comment itself.
Oh, so that's what she's doing.
That and me. Yeah.
Love. Oh.
That's why I want it to
That's a hot
people's
tip.
names. Yeah.
That's a hot tip. Love.
Yeah. Because if you're just going to post and.
Do you think that makes a difference?
Yeah. I think that's why people feel like they're part of something.
Yeah.
Because and just in life in general, calling everyone by their first name.
Well, I get that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm just trying to, I'm genuinely putting myself in the perspective, because I've commented shop a million times on, and I'm just wondering, because it's never bothered me. I know how the game works. Like that makes sense. Like, of course it's going to be Iris when there's a million comments.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I wonder if y'all's time, because I love you going in and engaging, but your assistant going in, responding their individual names. I'm just wondering if people care. You could engage in other ways. That's why I asked that. Wait, do people even?
So
maybe they do.
I recently was talking to one of my friends, and she said, "I love it how you comment and respond by people's names in your comment section."
Okay.
And that, to me, I was like, because I also see the conversations because everyone's like kind of friends with they're kind of friends with each other now, which is so fun.
Aww.
But some people will be like, oh yeah, well, Allie said in the last post, she told me in a comment that blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, Shelly, I remember that. I remember that she did. And so they are seeing that I'm interacting with them.
Okay.
And I do think that is important. And also the whole shop thing, like I know ManyChat just came out with a new feature that if you say shop, then it'll send you a DM and say, do you want to shop this? And then you have to click yes. And then it'll say, okay, here's the link.
I always wondered what's the point of that?
It's another feature just to
more engagement,
boost your engagement because it's posing as you responding to them on a DM.
Got it.
Whereas I want them to know that I'm saying, hey, I just sent it to you, Allie, or I just sent it to you, Carrie, because that shows that I'm a real person.
Yeah.
And I'm not just
it's working. So
it's just little things.
Yeah. That's a hot tip. Okay. So don't copy after people.
When it's not authentic.
It's not authentic. Get to the root of your authenticity. What would be like any other things that come to mind that if you see things that people are doing that you're like, I wish people would stop doing that. That's not working. Things that work. What are some other? Is there anything, if I said, okay, let's say somebody's on the cusp or they're doing a decent job, but they're also kind of plateaued. And I know it's so individual for everybody, but is there anything that comes to mind? They're like, when I started doing this one thing, I know that helped. It helped.
Yeah.
Anything that comes to mind.
It's the same thing I was talking about. It's involving your following, involving them and showing them that you care. So when I started doing transformations of someone's house every week, that is, I'm seeing y'all stuff that you send me. I'm involved. You feel like you're part of something.
Yeah.
And you're not just an account that you're going to be trying on stuff or talking about your lip liners or this, but involving them in something, making them feel like they're a part of something. And I think that, again, goes back to responding with their first names because it just makes you feel important.
100%.
So creating, I think like instead of being focused on the followers, focusing on engaging with the ones you already have. Love, appreciating who's already there, who's bought into you. Yeah, don't forget about them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I talk about that a lot.
Because they will tell, just like I do with anybody, they will tell other people. I just recently came across a random DM because I don't go and I don't have the brain capacity for that. But someone had sent me a message and they accidentally meant to send it to one of their friends. But it was just like they were sending me a reel that I had done.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, Sarah, this is the girl I was telling you about. You need to go follow her. She's great.
Oh.
So that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, just from that alone, you will get growth if you just pay attention to the people that are already there.
100%.
Don't just be focusing on those numbers because in reality, whether or not you're just wanting to, gain a few extra dollars or if you're wanting to make this a career, I will tell you from experience that brands, they're not going to price you solely based on your followers. If you have 1 million followers, but your engagement sucks, they're not going to care. So, I know accounts that have, under 45 or 50 and they've kind of just been there for a long time, but their engagement's awesome. And they get a ton of stuff like that. So, it just focusing on the stuff that matters and the people that you've already caught their attention.
Yeah. Well, that's something that I talk about in business a lot because it's really easy to be at a certain level and have that next level on a pedestal to where you're like, okay, I'm at 20K months now. I really want to be to 50. And it's like that chase of the new, of the people that don't even know you yet, that don't know you from Adam, takes away from the attention of the people who are already bought into you.
Yeah.
And you can do both. It's not that we're not ambitious. It's not that we're not aiming for something bigger, but it should not and cannot come at the expense of turning your back completely on the people who are already there.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Speaking of next levels and money, I know that this is a huge, very exciting time for you there as well. And I appreciate you sharing that story about Lucas because I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that where it's like, You have this dream. You know there's something in you there like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
But it's not working yet.
Mm-hmm.
And until you get there, for a lot of people, it is a stressful, financially stressful situation. And that's where you were. And now it's like completely flipped on its head. And Lucas is like sugar baby over here.
Oh my gosh, it's great. It's awesome.
So talk to us about that. Give us as much detail as you want. Tell us how much money you're making if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Just paint the picture for us, because to me, this is so exciting. And I know somebody's listening and this is going to be enlightening for them and also very motivating too.
Yeah, because no one talks about any of this stuff.
About it. I know.
Like and this is something you just can't find on Google. I don't know why people, especially creatives, like why we don't talk about what goes on behind the scenes, and also like how much money that you can make or don't make or do make.
Yes.
But one important thing I want to note is that Lucas has always said that a household can only have one creative, like one entrepreneur.
Oh, period.
Period.
Amen. Period. It's literally in the Bible. Look it up.
Is it really?
No.
Oh,
it should be.
I was like, tell me the passage. I'm going to put this in my bio.
Dumbass 1:1.
I mean, yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I am very thankful that he is so patient.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, right before everything kind of started taking off, he even said, "Hey, babe, what do you want to do?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm
like, what do you mean?
But in that moment, I didn't know what to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I said. But to get back to the money aspect, I did not make I had one campaign. First of all, I got married in June. I mean, no, I didn't. When did I get married? In March.
Was it that long?
That was almost a year ago. Oh, how did I even just say June?
I can't. See, you're good with time. Me, I don't even know what month it is half the time. I'm like, what year is it? I mean, I'm so detached from time. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
And
if you had told me you got married in August, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, yes,
totally.
We were there.
I was there, and it was
in the
August.
wedding. But I, like, leading up to March, wedding planning and just things. So I wasn't really posting. I also just kind of quit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't even know what I was just burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my management company was able to get one or two small clothes things for me from January up until June. And those were probably like $1,300 each.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making no money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when everything started happening in July, didn't really make anything in July. August, my LTK started picking up. My Mavely, there's 7 or 8 different linking platforms that I use, which is Home Depot, Creators, Amazon, Mavely, LTK, Target, ShopMy, and several others, but started integrating those more. Again, teaching myself how to use those things.
Mm-hmm.
Then the campaign started picking up in September, really started picking up in October. The revenue, the commissions really started picking up in October. And then now in November, it is wild.
Tell us.
So I am on track for November. Probably, this is campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
This is also expected commissions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on track to, I think, do 275. Girl, it is wild. Glory to God. Thank God.
I had a number in my mind.
What was the number? I have to know.
80.
That would be great too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Holy shit, Allie.
I know.
Holy.
I mean, I went from, I had no money.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay. So how many, do you know about the percentage of like how much, 50% commissions, 50% brand deals?
Yeah. So of that, I think for campaigns in November, I think it's around maybe 100, maybe a little bit over that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's probably like 110.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest will be solely commissions.
Oh my God.
That is when I do have to say though, that like what I was, followers on it does matter when you can keep up and be engaged, because you can have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
But if you're not consistent and if you don't engage with people and act, and really treat it like a community, then Instagram is just not going to show. That is one thing I will say. They're just not going to show your stuff to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, followers, they do matter when it comes down to commissions, because that is 500,000 people that are looking at my stuff now.
Totally.
Opposed to the 3 people that were before. And my reels get over 2 million views in a few days. So that's why, just because you have a large follower count, you have to be so engaged. Otherwise, like, there's a lot of creators that circulate content.
Yeah.
Yes. And they have a team doing that. That's great. Good for them. I mean, that's awesome. But they'll redesign and design a console 19 times. And then 2 weeks later, they'll repost the same thing, but they'll splice in other clips of something else. That's a team doing that.
Got it.
But those videos don't do well.
Yeah.
There's one in particular, this one content creator that, oh my gosh, she DM'd me one time and bizarre.
Who is she?
Her name's Hillary. But she's had 1.6 million.
In Nashville?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she had messaged me back in like September. And you know how the videos I do where I redesign people's faces, I just go and I find stuff on Pinterest, like as overlays, like photos and different inspo pictures that I put over something. One of them accidentally used her console. And she DM'd me and was like, hi, one of my followers said that you had my console in one of your videos. I didn't know who you were before now, but I'm just making sure that you know, in this realm of things, you have to give people credit.
Oh.
I was like, listen, honey, I didn't know it was your console.
Yeah.
But anyways, she was one of those that recirculate stuff. Those videos don't get a lot. But when it comes down to like, how much work do you want to put in this to ensure that you're creating great content and people are looking at your stuff? Because that is when the LTKs and the linking and the multiple links and the programs, that's when that stuff comes in. I mean, you're right. It takes a long time to even figure out one of those structures, like one of the LTKs, the Mavely's, the Wayfair program. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it'll pay off.
It literally. Lucas is losing his mind.
Losing his mind.
No way.
Yeah,
Congratulations. I am just like, that is.
But here's the thing. Here's the fun part. Where is it? Because it's like Monopoly money. Really? Where is it?
It's somewhere.
I haven't even received anything. I've only received one payout from a campaign that I've done in the last 5 months.
So does your management company, they manage all of that? And
yes. And then they pay me from that.
So they're like, one day.
Yeah. I mean, I know I know the whole campaign structure is usually 30 or 60 days, but with the LTKs and all that stuff, that usually takes 90 days because you have to wait until the return window is up.
So it's when, that makes sense. Okay. So it's when you're super consistent and then you're making like, it's all coming.
Yes. And then it'll be like flowing.
Yeah,
but I have my last payout from LTK was last week and it was for $1.94.
Oh my gosh.
So I haven't received.
We're going to miss this.
Yeah. I haven't received anything for September or October.
Wow.
I don't even think August.
You're like, I'd love something for Christmas, please.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit, but it will be.
That's amazing. You're going to have a fantastic spring.
I'm excited for it.
What's something you're going to buy now that you're rich?
Girl, I don't
Is there
buy
anything?
Things. Like, I mean, I buy things like Amazon.
See, that's my problem. I'm like, okay, I guess we're getting a Lamborghini now. You know? Oh, bye, Porsche.
Bye.
My issue is I be spending. And
I mean, I think that a goal of mine is to, and I hate to say this because we put so much love into our house, but I would like to be closer to my parents and like closer, just whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that is a goal. But one of the biggest accomplishments I think so far was 3 weeks ago, and I wrote Lucas a mortgage check. And I was like, yes.
So those trends where they're like,
yes.
Honey, I can't do the mortgage this month. You're like, honey, I got this.
Yes. And never in a million years would I ever expect that. I mean, So, I mean, that to me is a big accomplishment because he has done so much for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have it covered from here on out. But that is one of those things that it feels great doing that.
Yeah.
Because I finally am able to contribute in a way that he has been contributing for years.
Yeah.
So
he saw the potential in you and he believed in you. And I tell Chris that all the time. I'm successful, but only because he made it possible for me to fly. Like you have to have, and I know there are people out there who don't have that support system. And it's not that it can't happen, but it is very helpful when you have that partner who's not an entrepreneur, who's not a creative.
No, cannot be.
To be that strong backbone in the family. It is such a blessing. And I talk about that a lot. And definitely shout out to Chris and Lucas and all hubbies in that way. Philip, I know is that person too. But I'm just so happy for you. And thank you. It's something that it's so fascinating to watch.
Philip would love if I made $275,000.
Can you imagine?
He would be like, okay, we're retired.
100%.
You do you, girl.
You do you, baby.
But that's the thing though, is I don't, it's great, but like, where is it? Like, I mean, I'm like, I sold over $250,000 of Walmart, of this one Walmart garland in one day back in September. And I actually did just get a payout for that alone, which was great. But everything else, I'm like, is this real?
60 to 90-day time period.
For campaigns and brands, some will pay within 30 days. 60 is pretty standard. So that's all expected. But with the other platforms, I don't know. I probably should be a little bit more concerned than I probably am. But I mean, Amazon takes a while. It just depends on what the brand is and what their return rate is. So if they have a 30-day, like Amazon has a 30-day. Amazon does it within 30 days usually. But LTK stuff, it's thousands of brands are on LTK.
Right.
So it just depends on what the closeout period is. Yeah.
There was something, but you can negotiate now. Like you're at the level now where I'm sure you have negotiation power where your team, could they not, for brand deals at least, because I know you can't control LTK, but with brand deals, can't you negotiate a faster payout?
Yeah, you can, but there's so much other negotiations of it.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is. Like I see the pipeline. Like we use a system called Monday and it has all of my things in there. So everything is very organized monthly, the deliverables, the amount, so everything's very structured. But yeah, at this point I'm like, I think that December 1st is when things are going to be coming in, like that one day alone, just because that's going to be September and I think October.
Does it get direct deposited?
Yes.
She's going to pull up.
Yeah, I can't
it's
wait.
It's like $35.50 to $275,000.
Wait.
You did.
Yeah. I'm like,
we need to
I'm going to pass out.
Yeah.
Are you working with
No, but I've met with them. No, but so I was meeting with them specifically for like organization and editing and stuff like that. But just the way that they're structured, I think was a little overwhelming at first. But I love my management team and I'm signing with them exclusively. Before I've just kind of been like,
here.
Yes, in Franklin. It's called the Epic Agency. I love them.
But they love you.
They're also my friends. Like I've known Joelle for years, but
that's even better.
Yeah, it is. And also we separate. I know business Joelle, like she's scary, but like friend Joelle, she's great. But yeah, of note, I know.
I have a couple friends that use UpNote, but
oh really?
Yeah.
I keep on hearing about more and more people that use them, but
I'm sure there's multiple agencies, just like my agency. There's lots of us that are great.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to like put that on the list, figure out.
Well, let me ask you, because I'm sure some people are wondering that you were working with your management team from the OC?
No.
Okay.
So I started working with Joelle and Anna with Epic Agency right after I moved back from filming. So this was 2 years ago. And they were actually just starting. So I've been with them ever since then. I've also worked with like my friend Erin for a little bit. She has her own agency. She gets me just like things here and there, but now I'm just going to be with Epic Agency.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that a lot of creators, no matter what the size, it's difficult for them to find a manager, like for anyone to sign, because you get a lot of resources. Like it's not just, I mean, I talk to them from morning until sundown.
Mm-hmm.
They do so much for me. And
what?
So just an example, one of their assistants, Brielle, is kind of like my person. So every day she'll be like, this is what's due. This is what needs to be filmed. This is what's this. This is what you need to have that blah, blah, which is another thing. It's like one of the misconceptions that when you get a brand deal, you don't just go into Target to film.
Mm-hmm.
You're everything. I mean, this is again why I need to hire somebody just to go through my briefs alone. It would save me days, because a content brief for a campaign like Target Beauty for their $20 stocking stuffers, I just posted last night, they send over a brief for that. That's a content brief that's 12, 15, 20 pages long. So it's about what
are these specifics that they're looking for, that they like the things that you want to,
it's specifics about like guidelines, FDA guidelines, what you can say, what you can't do, what you can't this, and you can't this. And then where you film is like a big Walmart. I have campaigns with them, but they don't want me to film in stores because the store is always, chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
But so with Charmin, oh my gosh, Charmin Target, that was bundled with Target. I had to film story sets for them in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be able to show this and not show this. I realized on the way there I wasn't wearing blue. They wanted me to wear blue.
What?
I had it. Yeah, it's incredibly. It's just, this is like what the job is. I feel like people like, none of my friends get what I'm doing.
It's so much. Anybody that laughs at influencing and that mocks influencers, the ones that are doing it well, you have no idea.
It's
I would
insane.
never. Even for $200,000 a month, I couldn't do it. I could. I'd be
it's so much, and that's why I've been breaking down, is because I took on the biggest brands in the nation for November, and they all are within the same 3. And when I say within the same 3 weeks, I mean, I have to go over the briefs. I have to study the briefs. I have to get a plan. I have to plan out filming, editing, turning it around, submitting, write the captions. Thank God for ChatGPT, but like they're so specific about the captions. But then it's also, they'll ask you to refilm and they won't care.
Yeah.
With the drop of a dime. I mean, they'll say, no, you got to refilm it. And then, at that time, you're also having I had the deadlines that I've had in the last week alone, it's all just come at once. But that's one of the things that I think is such a misconception about this, is that when this does become a business and a brand, it is this, it's a job.
It's a full-time job.
It's not,
you are doing this all day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
And I've just had to kind of learn how this is now my job, because I mean, I took on a Target campaign about a month and a half ago, and they made me refilm it. And that was in the midst of 19 other things going on. I was just sobbing, and it takes so long. But there's also like the dollar amount that I know that why brands want to work with me is because I don't sell stuff. I'm going to go into Walmart today and with, my friend, and let's go pick out their top 10 items for their holiday collection. Like I'm in there, I'm filming this, I'm talking about this, I have my hands on something. Or with Charmin, like I'm running in and out of my house. I ran laps around my yard with the Charmin roll. By the way, it's this big. It's called the Forever Roll. It's insane. And
wait, that's a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
And so it's just mapping all of that out is crazy. So
we get that for Christmas.
Oh, we have several.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a girl.
It literally is 36 rolls into one.
What do people do with that?
The starter kit comes with a toilet paper holder that you can set it up with.
I can't.
Yeah.
This is
but like I'm good at that stuff,
Charmin, feel free to clip that, by the way. Send me a check.
Yeah, let's take that part out. Allie would love to work with you.
I would love to have a brand partnership with Charmin. Big toilet paper gal.
And they paid a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Well, they have the
But
budge.
it's a lot of work that they, like, the deliverables are a lot. So I think that depending on what your niche is and what you do, it's the time that goes into it is different.
Well, I think I love that point. And I had an interview with Brittany Sjogren of Loverly Gray. Do you follow Loverly Gray?
I don't know. I don't think so. But,
Okay.
but I know she is.
You know who she is. I forget how we got connected. This was years ago, but that was one of her points. And she rose fairly, not like you, but her brand, and this was early on, this was when bloggers were using Instagram, and she rose really quickly. But she attributes that to the second that she started making, the second she made that like first $1.50, she was like, this is a business.
Yeah.
And she started, she had another job and she bounced it as long as she could. And then at some point she realized, okay, I see the writing on the wall. At some point, a risk has to be made. I can continue to treat this like a hobby and keep myself at hobby level results, or I can treat it like a business and blow all of our minds. And that's what she did. She ended up quitting her job, and her husband now works for her, and it's like a whole thing. That's coming for Lucas for sure. But for you, I think it's so good to know this is not something that, like, it's just like a leisurely stroll in Home Goods.
Yes.
Let me just pick up a vase and I'm going to tie these things together. And
right.
because I think what I love, and I know for sure so many people love about you, is because it looks like you're having a blast, and you are just in obviously, like, you're being silly and, you're bouncing around the store, but you make it looks like a rough genius edit, but it's not overly done.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
It gives the perception that you're just chilling in Home Goods and you decide to pick up a few things and do your thing. But the work that's behind that genius, it's like the no makeup look takes longer than the makeup look sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
yes,
I feel
it
like
does.
that's let me know. Do you think that's a huge misconception with influencing? So many people assume, oh, I could just be an influencer. It looks so easy. She's in her leggings and she doesn't even have to wear makeup,
right.
and she just gets to talk about the things that she loves. Baby, no. If you only knew.
I'm trying not to have it make me mad anymore, because again, people just don't know. And that's fine, because if someone's an accountant, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Yeah. And everybody works. Work is work.
Yeah, work is work. But it's just funny when people are like, well, wait, why do you need to hire someone? What do you want them to do? Go through your emails? I'm like,
I think I said that to you. That's one thing. I was like,
did you?
Okay, well, whenever you were looking for support,
no. But I knew you were just like, do you want her to do tasks that you just need someone to do? But because you have other stuff to do. Yeah. I knew what you were saying, but I think people say that in a way of like, why would you need help? Yeah. And
you're like,
I'm like, I just don't even know where to start. So yeah, that is a common, there is thought that goes into every bit of it. And I mean, I look for what brands will want to re-sign me for. And because if I just do it and don't put any thought into it, like a Strymon campaign, all I'm doing is just talking about it in my house.
Yeah.
They're not going to hire me again.
Yeah.
But Target hired me again after 2 days in October.
Wow.
For a beauty campaign. And they're going to hire me again in December for another one. So it's because I put this stuff in there, because those are the ones I do have to obviously think about, because there's rules and guidelines.
Yeah.
But yeah, the days of just thinking like, oh, wow, they're just going in and doing this, over. I mean, when you were, and also I don't want to produce content like that. Like even my management team will be like, Allie, just get out a story set right now on, and I'm like, no, I don't want to, because once you start doing that, you lose people are just, it's going to look scammy. It's going to look salesy, and you're going to lose your traction. And so that's kind of like my whole thing, is that I don't want to oversaturate what I'm doing with a bunch of brands. I want it to tie in. Like I tie those campaigns into what I'm doing, into what my niche is.
Yeah, you do a really good job at that. Is there anything that would shock people about what you do? Is there anything that comes to mind that you're like, this is something that would surprise you.
I think it's what we just talked about.
Yeah, just the amount of work
is the fact that, because one of my friends just the other day, I was talking to her about one of the campaigns, and I was like, well, baby, you do know it's not just me going in somewhere and filming. This is a whole process. It's a whole process. And they had no idea that there's a content brief and it's 15 pages long. And then aside from that, there's guidelines and rule books and things.
Oh, that
and
would kill me.
I feel like that's just an aspect of what I'm doing specifically.
Yeah.
That no one knows.
Yeah.
It's a business. And if a brand is paying me, $25,000 to do something and it's multi-deliverables, I'm not going to half-ass that. And I also don't want to half-ass anything.
No.
So I think that the most shocking thing would just be that this is just like any other job.
Huge job. And good for you that it's work that you're actually enjoying, but don't get it twisted. It is work.
Yeah.
It is absolutely work. I would love to end on this. Well, shoot. No, I have to. Okay. Tell us the scam story really quick because people are going to want to hear this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then I'll tie it in together with something that I'm noticing. Okay. Go ahead.
So first of all, scam is one thing. I just made up the word scam.
Yeah.
To me, it's like when you're scammed, just, telephone marketer and they're leading you into a store and like you're buying gift cards, like you're kind of an idiot, but you were still scammed.
Yeah.
Or someone calls you from the IRS or something, and they're fake. But a scam is like where you fall hard knowing that it's kind of a scam, like a little scammy, but you fall for that scam. And a few weeks ago, I started getting these emails from this company or this guy that was like, hey, we want you to be on this podcast from DJ Envy, who's a real person, by the way. He is like huge.
I know DJ Envy.
Really?
I used to bartend in clubs in Knoxville, and we hired DJ Envy many times.
No.
That's insane. He has a podcast?
Yeah. And that's why I was like, why are they asking me to be on this podcast?
That's so random.
It's, again, scam. I knew that even just like the way that they spoke, I knew it was a scam.
Yeah.
They said they would pay me beforehand. First of all, no one pays you to be on a podcast. Like,
right.
What?
Right.
But I was also just curious. I'm like, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Because if what it was going to be like a Facebook Live event. And it was just going to be like, and I asked them like, what am I talking about? Like, why does DJ Envy want me to be on his podcast? And they would just say, they just want to talk about how you do what you do. Like, it was very like just
basic. And yeah.
And again, did I know it was a scam? Yes. Kind of. But I was like, I don't have anything to lose. It's not like I'm giving them my banking information.
Right.
And they were like, we just want to walk you through this interview process because if you've never done a Facebook Live before, we want it to be connected with your business suite so that you can accept the invitation and get on. So I was like, okay.
Connected with your business suite?
Right.
Email?
Well, no, not really. See, here's what I think happened. So I just done an at-home interview with NBC Washington. So I already had like my makeup done. And I was like, well, I'm just going to respond to this guy right now. And I'm just going to say, hey, I'm actually available right now. Let's just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, well, it's a Zoom call. And I just want to walk you through the process of this. So I was like, whatever. So I did. I clicked the Zoom link. And then did he have his camera on? No. But I was just wanting to know. I was just like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
I jump on the Facebook Live and no one's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was like just leading me through these steps on my Facebook business account because, I never shared my screen.
Okay.
But it's almost like he knew where I was in this process, but nothing that he did was weird. I emailed myself a link to an invite that I created myself, stuff that I don't even understand.
Yeah.
But then I get off the call and he's, when can you be available? And I was like, this day, and we'll do it then. He was like, great. And there was just a lot going on that day. I was very preoccupied and I wasn't really paying attention. I was talking on the phone with my mom later. And then all of a sudden I look at my email and Facebook or Meta had emailed me and they were like, hi, we think that your account has been hacked. So we've shut them down, which I just got chills even thinking about this again. I was like, what? So I went on my Instagram. I don't know how I was able to get on my Instagram. I don't know how, because it's all connected. And I changed my password immediately. Again, no idea that happened because I couldn't get on Facebook or anything. And I kept on thinking this guy is in my Facebook and he's the one that has shut my account. It took me about a day to realize it was really Meta that did that. But I get on my
do something on the back end. Do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what I think happened is that link I clicked, I think was embedded with some sort of something to where he could see my screen. And I think that he was wanting me to re-enter my password for my because he was like, email your personal email this link. But I was already I think I was already logged in. I don't remember. So yeah, I got on my Instagram and was freaking out and was talking to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the reason why I was able to access my accounts again. They led me through the process of what to do. And if this does happen to you, Facebook now has a thing. It's called facebook.com/hacked. So no, but thank God, because before now it was, you can't contact anyone from Meta. But I got on my Instagram and the most chilling part of all of this is that it said, I don't even know what page I was on. I have no idea. But all of a sudden in my settings, it said Meta Business Suite, all my accounts, and it said scheduled for permanent deletion. I dropped, I was Allie. Can you imagine?
Wait, but okay.
Scheduled for permanent deletion.
But that's a scam too, though, where people send false Meta emails saying that, and then people type in their information.
Correct.
And they get scammed. But
wow, yeah.
That's what I was like, wait, is that the scam or is it the guy? And it just happened to coincide at the same time.
So the reason I was freaking out about that too, because the reason I clicked my Facebook. As soon as I got that email, I went to my Facebook app and it immediately said some sort of message.
So it was popped up on Facebook. Yes. Okay.
And then it led me through a process to where I had to do my face, like it was facial recognition.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was so many, I don't even know how I was able to retrieve so quickly, but that was and I was talking to like their support, which was just a computer, but I was freaking out for that reason. And I was saying, how do I know this is really Meta? How do I know?
Show yourself.
And they just kept on saying, just do the verification thing. Like, hello, this is it. And I was like, how do I know? And so but that happens all the time. And the messages,
they look legit too. It freaks me out.
See, gosh, you're so right. That could have literally been.
That's you never click a link from Meta. You go straight to, because I don't even think that, because they know that and they're just like, go to your Facebook account.
Yeah. They I think they had an email, hey, go to your Facebook page. I don't even think there was a link.
Yeah. Never hit a link. If it says it's from Facebook or Instagram, no ma'am.
Or a scammer that wants you on their podcast.
Go to your Instagram, go to your Facebook. If something's happening, it will tell you.
Another thing that people were talking about is QR codes. Yeah.
What do you
People
mean?
are saying that it's like a thing that
if you
like,
scan
for example,
QR?
this one on my Starbucks thing. Think about it, restaurants, now they'll have a QR code that you scan.
Yeah.
That people will just replace that. And when you scan it, it will go, they'll be in your phone in
I'm done.
moment. That's brilliant.
It's
like,
brilliant.
That's crazy to me. I'm like,
new fear unlocked. Never scanning QR codes again.
and here's my thing is I really don't care I want them, whoever, not the scammers, but I don't care if it's Facebook or the cloud. I don't care if they use my information or know me. I like their recommendations they give me. I like it when I go on Pinterest and then I'm like, I gotta buy that now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Me too.
So but now I'm like, well, you just don't know. Like you have no idea when someone can.
You have to be so careful.
That QR code like sent me.
That freaks me out. So did you called out did you hear from DJ MV or did you hear? Okay. And he was like, bro.
So I was so shaken by the whole thing. So I was like, I commented on one of his pictures and then I also messaged him and I also messaged his daughter because I thought that maybe she would see it quicker, which she did. And she told him about it and he posted something on his story. But I recently got another email and was kind of talking about the other night on my story from an American Family podcast or whatever it is. It's a real brand. And one of my followers said, I just messaged my friend who works for this company. So to notify her of this scam going on. And I'm going to drag these scammers through the ringer this time. I'm going to just draw this process out
because they're trying
and
to
waste their time.
Again.
Yeah. I'm just going to waste
Be
all their
careful.
time.
That just
I know.
freaks me
Lucas
out.
is you're an idiot for doing that.
No,
I'm like,
you have
"Ah."
too much to lose at this point, and you're too busy. Just
You need like
You did the Lord's work.
I know.
100%.
That's what I've
Because
heard.
if you lose your account, I'm gonna die. I mean, like, I just cannot. We cannot.
Can you imagine
No,
seeing all your accounts are scheduled for permanent deletion?
no. We're not even gonna put
Yeah.
energy.
Just
into
don't
that.
click the link.
Just don't click links.
Yeah.
And QR codes. Don't go to the house. At this
Just
point.
don't. Yeah. Just don't even do anything.
Don't trust anybody.
No
except
one.
us.
Except for us. Do not fall for the scams. They will
If I
scam
send
you
you a
dry.
link, it's cool. If anybody else,
Yeah.
not cool.
Seriously, how do you know?
I don't know. At this point, we're doomed.
We
Anyway.
really are doomed.
No, we're not. We're not doomed. It's fine.
Kind of.
Okay, here's where I want to end. I believe like everything is half strategy when it comes to business. It's
Mhm.
half strategy, it's half energetics. You have to put in the work, you have to take action, but then there's also the energetic component where you're a match for the thing and also you can handle it. And I have found in our world for content creators, for people with online businesses, visibility is a huge piece of this.
Mhm.
You have to be comfortable and be able to handle a level of visibility. And I believe, and this is something that I work on for myself because I have been capped at a certain level. And I feel like as much as I like to play hard ass and say, I can handle it, there's got to be something there. Otherwise, I would have broke through this already. You've broken through this threshold where you're ready to be seen. That's part of it. Like you can handle it. Do you think, like in some sick but also perfect orchestration of the universe, that what you went through during selling OC and the body shaming and the trolls and like that influx of just disgusting, evil hatred, boring people, bored people, that was actually a gift to prepare you
Oh, yeah.
to thicken your skin,
Yes.
to be smart about what you do now, and also just prepare you for the level of visibility that you're at now.
Yeah. I mean, I am and have always known that anything that I go through is just another brick on the road to where I'm going.
Yeah.
And that is not through me, that is through the Lord. I mean,
Yeah.
that is, God is putting difficulties in your life. There's just going to do a little Bible aspect. The people that you hear about and read about in the Bible, none of their lives are ever easy,
Mm-hmm.
but they have the best stories.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why I was on the show. There's a reason why I went through that on social media. There's a reason why that nothing has ever hit until this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that I know that there's a reason why this has all happened right now before Lucas and I really dive into having a family.
Mm.
And
Why do you think that's so?
because I would not be able, if I was pregnant in the last few months, I would never have a business. I wouldn't, I don't think I would have had the
Wow.
same,
Yeah.
I just think that this was supposed to happen first because knowing that I can financially, contribute for the first time. And also I think that being able to contribute to our future children
Mm-hmm.
is invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that before. I know that's probably going to get twisted because I'm saying that that's not how it happened. But
It makes
that's
perfect
really
sense
how
to
I think
me.
about it
Yeah.
in my mind is I'm like, we just got married.
Mhm.
My husband is 12 years older than I am, but
Who's counting?
Yeah, he's counting. So I just can't imagine it happening any other way.
Yeah.
What was the question?
just like looking back and
Oh, the thing.
the visibility.
Yes.
Yeah. And like
Yes.
something shifted, right? And it's like, why now? And
Yes.
and it's so interesting. It's like the perfect cocktail. There's first of all the passion element. You finally took action on the
Yeah.
thing that hits for you.
Well, and you're at the bottom. I mean,
What do you mean?
you can't afford anything. You have no money, and you're like, just what am I?
Yes.
That's kind of why I was just like, I didn't even know I was going to be filming myself in Home Goods that day.
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, whatever. And that stuck. And you know what's funny is that every single time, like for the next, I mean, I don't know, several of those episodes of Pottery Barn or whatever, I was having a horrendous day. I looked terrible. I was swollen. I didn't have it. I in my car said, just go in there again. Just Allie, every single time, you always are so grateful that you ended up just going in. But all of those reasons why are why everything is just so appreciated right now for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate what I've went through on social media, because otherwise, how would I appreciate where I'm at if nothing else ever worked?
Yeah.
And no one really liked me when I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
You know,
That's so good.
Being
so good.
now that this has happened and I don't have to put on. And also, what is someone going to say to me to hurt my feelings? I am in the car every day, the most self-deprecating person. Like, what are you going to say? That
You're too
this
funny,
looks bad,
Allie.
or just like anything about my appearance?
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I've heard it all, but I don't. It's just.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's the part that's so interesting to me, because you're right. Like now with this level of visibility, and I think this is why so many people get stopped or self-sabotage, because then like more is more love and more hate.
Yeah.
Like the trollers are going to find you, especially with that level of visibility. But you, like you said, what are you going to say? I've already heard it.
Yeah.
I already walked that fire. I already, somebody already threatened my life or told me to kill myself. What else can
I was
you
already
say to
on
me?
a show that everyone watched and had opinions about me. And yeah, I am so.
But that piece alone takes so many people out, because it's jarring, it's terrifying, and it's very sad. But the fact that you can handle that, I know for sure, is one of the reasons why you're seeing the level. It's one of the reasons why it's added to that cocktail. This is why it's hitting, because you're prepared. You're good at what you do, and you're prepared, and you can handle it.
Thank you.
And you're a freaking boss.
Thank you so
and you're
much.
rich, bitch.
Not yet. Well, we'll see.
One day she will be.
One day. Right now, it's just like floating out there.
Some odd date.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. This has been.
Thank you. This has been so fun.
I knew this was going to be good. I knew we just had so much to talk about, and we have to get you back when things calm down.
Yes,
and you come
I will
up for
come.
air. Well, because I already know people. I mean, we already know. But thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. This has been so therapeutic.
Good.
It genuinely has.
Amazing.
I needed this today.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, any last words? Where can people find you? Give it to us.
You find me on Instagram, just Alexandra Harper. Very confusing. My real name is England, but I can't change that because of Meta. But I just encourage everyone to, I think like the biggest takeaway is just not to replicate anything that you think is not yourself, because otherwise you're just going to be stuck and so infuriated every day that it's not working. But once you stop and you think, what have I not done up until this point? And typically 99% of the time, it's going to be yourself. So that's the biggest takeaway that I have received from the last year. But also thank you for having a platform that people can come on and talk about this kind of stuff. We can just kind of like lift the curtain on
100%. Yeah. Because there is a formula to it. There are pieces that everybody can take.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, that's the biggest takeaway is you are you on purpose. It's all set up for success.
Yeah.
You just have to allow it. And you finally allowed it, and here you are. And it's so cool to witness. I'm just so proud, and it's so inspiring. And I can only imagine where you're going to be a year from now. So thank you for pouring into us. And we're going to be following you along at Home Goods and Target. And I'm going to catch you in Wild.
Yeah, you're going to have to. It's so weird.
I know.
We ran down it one time. That's it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah.